So, Flacco, DTR, what do you do? I mean, I thought I had mixed emotions about DTR. I thought you saw some things, but he missed some guys. He was off target more than you would like. Just your thoughts, DTR versus Joe Flacco.
Yeah, I mean, with DTR, what you were encouraged with in Denver is there was a stretch where he seemed to get in a groove. He was taking not super deep shots, but he was spreading the ball downfield a little, pushing the ball down the field a little bit more than what we saw against Pittsburgh, which was encouraging. He does have a confidence to him, which I like. Now, Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco has won a Super Bowl. He has a ton of NFL experience, and I think he is going to get the ball to these receivers more. Now, that said, will they catch it? I don't know. At this point, I really don't know who you can rely on in the pass game. I would say Amari Cooper and Elijah Moore have been the most consistent because David Njoku right now, I don't know what's going on with David Njoku. He is having a very difficult time catching the football, which is very concerning. The big thing with DTR, he gives you mobility. He gives you another game thing you have to plan for as a defense that Raheem Morris would have to plan for. The thing is, I don't know if he's going to be available. It's highly unlikely he clears concussion protocol because most quarterbacks that are, except for Brock Purdy, I think is the exception this year. If a quarterback goes to concussion protocol, it's very rare that they were able to clear in time. Now, the one issue with Joe Flacco, outside of him not knowing the full playbook, which that doesn't really bother me, it's you're going to have to change your protection because Joe Flacco has no mobility whatsoever, and that he really hasn't throughout his entire career. But now, are you trusting Jaron Christian and DeJuan Jones? Like, I trust DeJuan Jones, but do you trust Jaron Christian enough for these deep dropbacks that Joe Flacco is going to need? Because Joe Flacco is not DTR. Personally, I think I'd rather see Joe Flacco because, I think he raises the ceiling a little bit more. I think right now we know what we have with DTR. He is very inconsistent. I expect Joe Flacco to show some inconsistencies because he hasn't played all year. So I'm not expecting him to come out and light up against the Rams. But one thing he's going to bring is leadership. And I think right now this team desperately needs that with all the injuries that you have. Bringing in someone with Super Bowl experience like Joe Flacco, I think he can stabilize the ship right now, which is exactly what we need. But again, it's just another thing Kevin Stefanski is going to have to change about this offense because now you have to change the offense to incorporate what Joe Flacco is good at and the fact that he has no mobility. So I would go with Joe Flacco moving forward. But again, like Stefanski said, if DTR is somehow cleared, I think they're going to roll with him against LA again. And then potentially, depending on how DTR plays, you look to play Joe Flacco potentially at home against Jacksonville would be his first Browns start. But right now, I would probably go with Joe Flacco if it was me making that decision.